Summers. Summers in the front court goes to Langford. Langford left-hand side to Davis. Back out front. Summers will pull the trigger on a three-pointer. And boy, that baby was beautiful. Roll to Jamison Summers. Davis stops before he gets across the timeline. Back to Summers. Davis three-pointer on the way is good from the left side.
To me, he looks 2 to 3 inches taller than Jackson Harlan.
Yeah, and his hair, I'm sure, adds to that look because it stands up pretty tall on his head. Here's Collins of Covington in the corner. Here's Harlan. He drives the baseline, puts up a little 10 on him. Inside he went to Schultz. Back door to Langford. Langford has to do our playing here in this first quarter in this 90 seconds. Summers drives down, body out. Get it this time successfully to Summers, and John Davis quickly into front court over to Schultz. Schultz turns in the paint, puts up the little floater, and he'll go to trigger from Clinton County's own end zone. Oh, got it. Colin Langford working, still working. Kicks it back out front to Langford. Touch pass to Harlan. Jackson Harlan up, knocks down the little 10-footer. Good job of keeping away from him. Now Jamison gets away from him and gets the layup right hand. Brett Gibson on the right side, dribbles in, puts up a little. Inbounds a lob into Harlan's no good. Seth Stockton. A pass that's overthrown, and Brett Gibson, oh, did he get that to go? Court. Low dribble behind the back, gets past his man, puts it up, gets the. He wasn't ready for it. Kyle Schultz deflected it, and Clinton County comes up with it. Davis, left side, three-pointer! Makes Harlan one dribble, pulls up a little 14-footer. It's no good. Kyle Schultz with the rebound to Gibson, to John Davis. Davis thought about driving in. County Holmes moving to your right as you envision this floor in the second half. Here's Colin Langford. That little back.
We're on a 10-2 run right now in this quarter.
Here's Jackson Harlan. He tries to stop to a 12-point lead. Here's Davis, baseline. Davis has to fight to keep the possession over there. Harlan turned around. Look, going to be really nice to watch Joe Davis step out on the floor to hand little brother with big smiles, to hand little brother his Player of the Game award and get the pictures taken. And I tell you what's even more nice than that is when you look across at his teammates sitting there looking at him.
All of the way our kids came out ready to play against a very quick, very athletic, very strong basketball team. I know the record's not glistening by any stretch. They're basically 500. But what you got to remember, they play in the 9th region where daggone every one of them can play.
Absolutely.
You go 5 miles down the road and you got another high school of equal athletes, equal talent, and I've played in the 9th region when I was at Fleming. They're wars, and if you can't play, you have no chance. And I thought our kids did a great job of keeping their composure. Early, I thought we went a little bit fast. There in the second half, third quarter, again, I thought we never got our floor balanced really well. Went fast a couple times, but when we settled, we executed well and got a good quality win.
We settled back on their heels, Coach. As you said, coming out of the gate, we played as well as we could play in that first 3 or 4 minutes, and I really believe it kind of spun the heads of the Holmes team. They weren't expecting this little bitty group of boys to come out and play like we did in the opening minutes of this game.
Oh no, and I guess you actually get it a lot when you play a city team full of athletes, and they come into rural Kentucky, little small county, little small school. They ain't going to be able to play, and then before you know it, you've done hit them in the mouth, you've got them on their heels, and then all you got to do is make sure that you stay consistent and you stay focused. Thought the back doors early were huge. You know, anytime you can hit them with 3 or 4 back doors, that takes some of the zap off their pressure. We've done a great job executing. I give Kyle a lot of credit tonight for getting us off to a good start. I know he didn't score much. He had 6, I guess. But I thought he did it more just by his effort around the boards. First half, our rebounding numbers was Holmes 9, Kyle 8. You know, of course, we out-rebounded them. with all the other ones, but Kyle had 8 by himself in the first half, and I thought all those was big. John had a great game. Little sucker knows how to put the ball in. I thought last night in our game that he passed up 3 or 4 threes that he should have took after he missed his first 2. We told him today he shoots the basketball way too well to be turning down shots. Went counting on Brett to take a knee-on-knee hit early and really play half speed when I forced him to go back in, because I wanted him to have to play through a little bit of pain once I knew there wasn't any structural damage, because we get in the regional tournament, a district tournament, and plays got to be made. It don't matter how you feel. You got to be able to go do it, and that's just toughness. So really happy, really excited about the win.
I got a little concerned in that third quarter when they made like a 10-2 run on us. We came out of the locker room just a little bit lethargic, and you know, the thing that worried me is we tend to play like who it is that we think we're playing against, and we came out thinking we had this team beat, so we eased back on the throttle just a little bit, and they took advantage of it.
Yeah, and you're definitely right. And we kept telling our kids in there in the locker room at halftime, you know, you've hit them in the mouth, you dazed them, they've regrouped now. They're going to come harder with their pressure. They're going to sit down. You're going to get more of the run and jump. You got to be strong with the basketball. You got to continue to play solid and fundamentally sound there. And then defensively, we got to do a better job of keeping them out of gaps. And shoot, I might as well have been talking to the toilet in there in the bathroom, because we came out lethargic, flat-footed, didn't space, had 2 or 3 turnovers early. Didn't call timeout immediately because I wanted to see if they could play through it, because you only get so many of those son of a guns.
Yeah.
And, you know, last year in the regional tournament in the Barron game was a prime example. I just think what might have happened if I'd had one more timeout with 9 seconds to go, that I didn't have to call earlier to try to stop 2 or 3 different runs. But these kids, and y'all have heard me say it before, I love our boys. I love who we are and what we can be when we shoot it well. All right, when we shoot it well, we're really good. But we don't handle prosperity well at times. And as you say, we give people opportunities to climb back in the game. Lucky and fortunate, Jackson came up and made some big shots there in the middle of the floor when we really needed it to push it back out. And he's something that's been missing, just to be honest with you, the last 3 or 4 games. I thought he's been too hesitant to go. You know, we got to have him scoring. He's our leading scorer. He was averaging 19 a game at one point. It's dropped to 16. Talked to him yesterday. You know, son, if you don't score the ball, you don't look to score. Our biggest offensive weapon took himself out of play. It ain't somebody else doing it. It's you. And he made a couple of moves over there, and while Brett was out, and just didn't want to put him back in with a 16-point lead after we've already got out, and he's set and to mess with his knee in him. But Jackson made a couple shots, and Brett said, "There's what's been missing for 2 weeks. He ain't been going." And our kids know how much we need him. We just need his mindset to be more demanding.
They know each other extremely well, Coach, and I kind of transitioned from this game back over into this day. You know, this day was underscored just a minute ago. You couldn't see it from our vantage point, but you know, it was so fitting that John Davis earned the Player of the Game award here today in a day that was in honor of his father. But as he stepped out from our vantage point, and his brother Joe handed him that plaque, you should have seen your other players, and you were standing in amongst them, and you may have been able to see some of them. But the whole group from this side, the smiles I know was on Joe and John's face, but the smiles were even bigger on the players that were facing us as they looked out there and saw John. That speaks volumes about this group of boys that you're honored to be able to coach.
Yeah, you know, they're a tight group of kids. They've, you know, especially those 5 seniors, they've been up and down these roads so many times together playing AAU and traveling in Robbie's vehicle to this tournament and that tournament. And, you know, our kids understand the battle or the toughness or the loss that Joe and John's having to deal with on a daily basis, and you know, they want to see them kids succeed. you know, as I told John last night when I told him he was going in the lineup today, I said, here's what I want you to, and there was some tears shed after the game, not because we lost, but when we were talking about today, because just to say this before I get back on topic, yeah, we got beat by 20 last night, but it wasn't lack of effort. We defended, we guarded, we worked, we battled, we scratched. We just couldn't buy a shot. It was 4 out of 23, 27 in the first half, and go in the locker room down 26-13, and you're thanking the Lord above that it ain't worse than that because of how bad you've shot the basketball on good looks. And it was just one of those nights. But to get back on topic, I told John, I said, you know, don't think you have to go in there and you've got to do anything other than being you, because your dad, I know how proud he was of you and Joe both. And, you know, we just all wanted to honor Robbie and what he's done for this school, and which you all can speak to for a lot longer than I can. But I can tell you as a testament, he's been a great friend to me for the last 11 years, great friend to this program. And other than my assistant coaches, there's not a man in this world I'd have talked to more on a regular basis with many long hours on the phone than Robbie. With his kids not here, I still got the phone call on the hard nights, and you know, him hurting as bad as I was at times, and as I've said him many a times so far today, he was one of the most genuine people I had ever met. He wanted everyone to be happy. He wanted everyone to feel special. Truly loved this community and loved kids. God, he loved kids and supporting them. And there's been many a night I woke up at night just thinking about Robbie since last July 1, and, you know, still miss him just like it happened yesterday. And,
yep.
You know, and I think that a lot of people, I know several of the coaches and the kids were shedding some tears back in the locker room. I don't know if you can have a better legacy than putting that type of imprint onto others. And I'll close it with this. I think you pronounced the lady's name Maya Angelou. She had a quote, if I don't mess this up, that says, people will not remember what you said, people will not remember what you do, but people will never forget how you make them feel. And Robbie had a way of making everyone feel so very precious. And you know, so we have this day, we have 5 games, we raise whatever, and we'll talk about it more hopefully Monday. Out here, had several donations that we'll donate to the foundation, so a lot of our kids in this coverage area have the opportunity to go on to camps and have shoes or whatever they need for athletic purposes. And heard Robbie really talk about that a couple of times on the phone, what his dream and vision was. And so I'm so happy Amy, Mike, and the rest of the family are carrying out what he so wanted to be a part of himself. You know, I've heard that they're going to try to do several camps, not only in the Clinton area, but in our surrounding counties, and partner with the schools, with the coaches, to do free one-day camps all along. And, you know, for some kids, that may be the only chance they get to ever be exposed, and they get exposed to it because of a very special man.
Well, and I want to. It's been a very successful day here. This has been a wonderful day of basketball action here, and I know Robbie would be extremely proud of everything that's going on here on this day. And I know you won't say anything about it, so I will. But I want to pat you on the back, because this classic actually was your idea, if I'm not mistaken. You were the one who came up with this, and on behalf of the Robbie Davis family, on behalf of the kids that came in here and played, on behalf of this community, I want to offer a big thank you to you for following up. I know this seed was planted in the friendship and the relationship that you had with Robbie Davis. This is, I think I know you well enough to know that this is one little drop in the bucket of your way to pay back everything that he's done for the kids here and done for Clinton County High School and for you. And on behalf of all of those people, I want to say thank you, Coach.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and, you know, just miss my friend.
I understand that.
Before I get off, a couple other thank yous.
Yeah.
William Moorfield. And
while you're doing that, turn around there and look at him while you talk to him, because I think he still got us on the air. People get to hear you all the time. They never get to see that big ugly bug. I want to make sure that they see you.
I tell you what, I need to scoot up there closer to Lynn so she can make me look pretty, or I could get on the other side of you, and I mean, you're so ugly, you'll make me look a little bit better. But anyway, I want to thank William Moorfield and his crew and PrepSpin.com for coming down and streaming the games live for us. Scott Thompson for doing the play-by-play throughout the day, and
except for ours, we got to do ours.
And you all being doing ours online and giving it the little hometown flair. So appreciate that. Appreciate Rod Larson. Hopefully he's listening, and his family for a most gracious donation. I know. Not a lot of people in our community probably know Rod, but Rod was president of Zija International. I think that was his title. He'll forgive me. Hopefully, if it wasn't, it was being the man. And he, Robbie, became really, really great friends and traveled a lot all across the country and world together. And you know, I know Robbie thought the world of Rod and his family, and his donation of all these T-shirts that everybody's been wearing around. It was his donation that he sent to us of a very gracious one that paid for every T-shirt that was bought, help offset the expenses of some of our teams and pizza. So I want to make sure that he knows I really, really appreciate it, and I know the Davis family appreciates it. I was hoping he'd be able to be here from Utah today, but I guess he just have to settle with a really good game online that he got to watch in HD, thanks to those guys up there.
All right, Coach. Real successful day in first annual.
First annual.
First annual.
It's as long as I'm here, it will continue to go, and we'll try to build and make it bigger and better, and help the family carry on the legacy that Robbie so wanted.
All right. Thanks, Coach. Thanks for coming by, and thanks for everything you do for our Bulldogs.
Appreciate you all.
All right. Coach Todd Messer coming by to have some closing words with us as we close out a wonderful day of basketball here in memory of our great friend, the great Clinton County-an, the great man who loved basketball, loved this community, and we honor him today with the first annual Robbie Davis Memorial Classic here from the Clinton County High School. The Lady Bulldogs lose 61-25. The Bulldogs win in a final score of 75-54. For Lynn Scott Starnes, this is Sid the Kid saying good night, everyone. God bless, and we'll see you next time here on Wayne Sports.